Welcome to the Maria Liberati Show, where food meets art, travel, and life. This is Maria Liberati. What does food mean to you? Nothing goes better together than holidays and food. And since my book, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, Holidays and Special Occasions, second edition, has become somewhat of a holiday tradition around the world, I thought I'd start off this segment by reading an excerpt from the book, from the chapter The Art of Christmas Dinner. Each Christmas Eve dinner is a special memory in its own special chapter in my memory book, made up of important ingredients, good food, family, and friends. T.S. Arthur once wrote, "There is a book of record in your mind in which every act of your life is noted down. Each morning a blank page is turned on which the day's history is written in lines that cannot be effaced. This book of record in your memory, and according to what it bears, will your future be happy or miserable? An act is done forever, for the time in which it is done in passing passes to return no more. The history is written and sealed up. Nothing can ever blot it out." I try to remember this at each Christmas Eve dinner. Each one is a special memory in its own special chapter in my memory book, made up of important ingredients, food, family, and friends. In Italian, we have a saying, Natale con I tuoi. It basically means that Christmas should be spent with family and those with whom you love. Christmas Eve dinner begins a few days before it is actually eaten. Shopping for fresh fish at the Italian market in Philadelphia is always an event in itself. My mom and aunt have a knack for choosing the best and freshest fish. They had a great teacher, their mother. Early on Christmas Eve morning, the preparation of the fish begins. Nothing comes out of the family kitchen that wasn't freshly prepared by family members. By the time 3 p.m. arrives, the kitchen is all aflutter with activity. The oven is baking and the stove is filled with many pots of brewing. Sauces are being made, seafood and fish is being fried and sautéed, and everything is filling the air with a wonderful aroma. Inevitably, someone always yells out, "What do you think? Should it stay a little longer?" And at least 5 of the family cooks run over to make their call. On the other side of the kitchen table, the freshly breaded and lightly fried smelts have just arrived, and the food will be finished before any of the cooks can attempt to taste it. But no fear, as in all Italian feasts, there are plenty more where that came from, and no shortage of cooks willing to fry up a fresh batch. In different parts of the house, hugs and kisses are still being exchanged with arriving guests who quickly follow their noses to have a taste of what's being brought to the kitchen table. After everyone has settled in, all of a sudden things become quiet. Like in between acts of an opera, we are now waiting for our second act, dinner. The quiet is soon broken by the sound of wine bottles popping open and the first saluti. Glasses filled with our favorite family wine, Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, clink together, and the opera continues with a symphony of dishes being passed around and new and old memories being shared. Our favorite dessert is panettone di cioccolata. This is a new dessert that has now become one of our family traditions, and I hope it becomes one of yours. The suggested menu for Christmas Eve: an appetizer, insalata profumate di mare, and that's on page 24 of my book. The first course, conchiglie con aragosta e spinaci, that's page 22. So that's pasta with lobster and spinach. The second course, polpetti di bacala, that's on page 29, and that's actually cod meatballs. They're not made of meat, they're made of codfish. The dolce, which is dessert, is panettone di cioccolata, and that's on page 30. A cocktail is called a Christmas gift, and that's on page 34. And the recipe for panettone di cioccolata, or chocolate panettone dessert. So you're going to need 1/2 of a large panettone, 16 ounces of dark chocolate broken into small pieces or chopped, 4 chopped dried figs, a quarter cup of dried cherries, quarter cup of raisins, 2 eggs, 2 cups of milk, a quarter teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, quarter cup of sugar, a fresh lemon rind grated, powdered cocoa. Preheat oven to 425 degrees. Break or pull apart panettone into small cubes. Place 1 layer of the panettone cubes in an 8-inch round or square glass or ceramic baking dish. My favorite thing to do first is to cover the baking dish with parchment paper, then put the panettone cubes in. Once the panettone cubes cover the bottom of the baking dish, you're going to cover them with chopped chocolate pieces, chopped fig pieces, cherries, and raisins. Cover this layer with the remaining panettone cubes. Set that aside. In a separate bowl, whisk the eggs, milk, vanilla, sugar, and lemon rind together. Pour the liquid over the panettone cubes. Gently push down on top to be sure the liquid soaks into all layers. Let that sit for 10 minutes. Then bake this in a preheated oven for 40 minutes or until firm and golden on top. When cool, dust with powdered cocoa and serve, and you can just lift the parchment paper up and pull it out, and you'll have a perfect panettone di cioccolata. And you can find the Basic Art of Italian Cooking Holidays and Special Occasions 2nd edition on Amazon.com, and you can also find it at my website, marialiberati.com. If you want an autographed copy, you can just email me at maria@marialiberati.com, and I'll make sure that your copy is autographed. Well, what better way to finish the year than with adding some different decorating trends of Christmas this year to your holiday? The way that people feel about Christmas can still be the same, and decorating and filling your house with a Christmas spirit can make all the difference. It also might be a good thing to make a change in your decor and other Christmassy things. Maybe changing a few things here and there will help with your holiday cheer during this challenging time. Though this Christmas is different in a lot of ways, that's Christmas of 2020, trends tend to reflect the year, and in today's climate, the trends have changed. So I decided to compile a list of the top holiday trends this season and how you might be able to recreate them. Colors. So this year, many people are foregoing the traditional Christmas red and green and going for different colors. Some of the newest and trendiest colors this year are navy, white, pinks, and grays. Using a combination of 2 or 3 of those colors and changing your theme up. Those colors are definitely not your typical color choices for Christmas, but they look very pretty together. There's also a colorful trend, and this is when people use all of the colors of the rainbow to decorate, making the colors of your decor more vibrant and fun, making your life feel more colorful. Many of the decorations for this year were made specifically for these reasons. There were many decorations designed to be colorful, bright, neutral, or even blue. That's because of the changes in holiday colors. Now, don't get me wrong, many people still use the traditional Christmas colors, but many are starting to change into these new trendy colors. Recycled materials. So this has become another big trend of the year, and in recent years a lot of people are starting to be more eco-friendly, and that includes Christmas wrapping paper. Wrapping paper is not recyclable, and many people are starting to realize that. One of the biggest trends is to see materials that can be recycled or even reused for the following year. One of the ways to achieve this is by using fabric instead of paper. You could get something neutral and Christmas it up with bows. Reuse the bows next year and ribbons. Another option to go eco-friendly this holiday season is to use cloth bags and reuse them over and over again. Get cloth Christmas bags and put your items in there. This helps the environment but also keeps everything together under the tree. People have also been giving reusable products as Christmas presents. People have been gifting reusable straws, reusable bags, reusable coffee cups. Reusable materials have become such a huge trend, and I hope that this stuff will make a difference in our daily lives. This is probably one of the biggest trends this holiday season because of the increase in eco-friendly products and people changing their habits and making sure to be more conscious for the environment. The next trend is DIY, do-it-yourself decor. One of the newest trends that hit this year is to get crafty and make your Christmas decorations. DIYs have been increasing in popularity throughout the years, but this year people are stepping it up and making Christmas decorations. Especially this year, people are trying to decorate extra special, that is, for the holidays, but making sure not to break the bank. There are tons of simple DIY crafts that you can do at home for this holiday season. You can do it yourself or get the whole family involved and do a fun crafting day. For so many neat projects, go over to Pinterest and simply look up DIY Christmas project, buffalo check. Well, if you don't live under a rock, then I'm sure you've seen this popular trend. Buffalo check is definitely one of the biggest trends for the holiday season. Buffalo check is the red and black checkered print that has taken over the Christmas decoration section. I own quite a few buffalo checkered pieces for my decorations. The trend, however, doesn't even stop at Christmas decorations. There's coats, phone cases, and shoes that are also buffalo print. Buffalo check has made its way into many other aspects of people's lives. Clothing is another big part of the buffalo check trend, and it's carrying over to Christmas decorations. White trees have been a big change to the Christmas decor this year and in many other past Christmases. Many people are foregoing their usually green tree for a white tree. This is because many are trying to make their Christmas decorations more aesthetically pleasing. They want to make sure that they keep their decor neutral so it matches their decor. I think it makes a great accent really anywhere, and it definitely stands out. These trees are not hard to find either. Many of these artificial trees are sold by many companies, and they're sold in different colors, not just white. It's becoming really popular to have a white tree. So one of the biggest trends that came out of 2020 was the idea of staying in during Christmas, making sure that everyone is safe and spending Christmas at home. But people are making the most of it, making sure that if they can't see their families or can't do their normal Christmas traditions, at least they can make their home and activities that they do fun. Some ideas to make the holidays fun and interesting while staying home is to shake things up. Maybe have a Christmas trivia night or game night, have a family Christmas card making party, make decorations for the house, dance to Christmas music, have a bingo party. You know, in Italy, it's a big tradition to play bingo on Christmas Day. The idea is to have fun at home, but still stay in the holiday spirit. Holiday baking. Well, holiday baking has always been a huge deal for Christmas. People love to make Christmas cookies and have them throughout the whole holiday season. But this year, it was because everyone was at home and could not do anything, so baking became a huge trend. People were stuck at home with nothing to do but perfect their Christmas cookie recipes. People also use Christmas cookie baking to get together as a family. You may want to check out some holiday recipes and stories in my book, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, Holidays and Special Occasions, 2nd edition. Though the year 2020 will most likely go down in the books as the craziest year, use some of these aforementioned Christmas trends to brighten your holiday this year. Make cookies with your family, change your decor, or have a fun crafting day with your family. All of these can help make for a very happy holiday and Merry Christmas. You can find more holiday tips on some other episodes of the Maria Liberati Show and get the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening to the Maria Liberati Show, where food meets art, travel, and life. What does food mean to you? This is Maria Liberati wishing you and yours happy holidays, a very Merry Christmas, and a happy and healthy and prosperous New Year. I'd like to thank my producer, Britton Roselle, my production intern for this segment, Taryn Hartline, and you can find me on marialiberati.com. You can follow me at Twitter at Maria Liberati, and that's with a capital M, on Facebook at Chef Maria Liberati, and on Instagram at Maria Liberati, and on LinkedIn at Maria Liberati. And my blog is at marialiberati.com. You can follow my book series, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, on Amazon and at marialiberati.com. And don't forget about my hashtag Friday favorites. You never know what's coming up, and you'll find those on Facebook on Fridays or Saturdays during the holidays, usually at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you can just look me up at Chef Maria Liberati, and if you don't watch the segment live, you can see a recorded version of the segment also. Ciao for now, peace, love, and pasta.